Joe Rogan revealed a shocking truth about Nicole Kidman's divorce from Keith Urban. According to reports, Nicole had warned Keith about his affair before everything fell apart. That was the bombshell allegedly dropped on the Joe Rogan Experience, the world's biggest podcast reaching millions of listeners. For months, the public narrative had been that Nicole and Keith simply grew apart after 19 years of marriage, that Keith was a devoted husband who toured too much, and that distance eroded their connection. But if the reports of Joe Rogan's revelations are true, the story is much darker. Nicole didn't just wake up one day and decide the marriage was over. She discovered that Keith was having an affair. She confronted him with evidence and warned him, "End it, or I end the marriage." If Rogan's account is accurate, this wasn't a marriage that failed naturally. It was one where Nicole gave Keith a chance he didn't take. The big questions now are, what exactly did Joe Rogan reveal? How does he know about Nicole warning Keith? And does the documented evidence from court records prove that Keith chose the affair over his wife of 19 years and their daughters? The Joe Rogan Experience, the most popular podcast in the world, often attracts millions of listeners per episode. Rogan's long-form interviews allow his guests to open up far more than they ever would on traditional media platforms. From his Austin, Texas studio, a hub for celebrities, comedians, and musicians, Rogan has become a trusted voice known for unfiltered truth. Given his deep ties to both comedy and the music industry, it's not surprising that he would have inside connections to Keith Urban, whose Nashville roots and touring lifestyle overlap with Rogan's social and professional circles. Rogan has been performing stand-up since 1988. He knows the challenges of touring, loneliness, temptation, and the constant movement from city to city. Over decades, he's interviewed countless musicians who've admitted how touring strains relationships. His understanding of that life gives weight to his alleged claims. Keith Urban, according to verified reports, toured over 200 days per year during his marriage, creating an environment where sustained infidelity could thrive. The overlap between Rogan's network in Austin and Nashville makes it plausible that someone close to the situation could have shared what really happened between Nicole and Keith. Reports circulating across entertainment platforms claim Rogan discussed Keith Urban's divorce on a recent JRE episode. Allegedly, he said Nicole discovered Keith was having an affair during one of his extensive tours, confronted him with evidence, and gave him an ultimatum: "End this relationship or I will end our marriage." Nicole's warning and the idea of concrete proof are at the core of the alleged revelation. This type of story fits Rogan's podcast perfectly. Celebrity relationships, double lives, the struggle between public image and private behavior. But the shocking element in this account isn't just that there was an affair, it's that Nicole had evidence, confronted Keith directly, and gave him one final chance, which he ignored. According to those who discussed Rogan's alleged commentary, he specifically used the words affair and warning, indicating that his source had first-hand knowledge. Rogan is known for exposing hypocrisy, especially when it comes to celebrities projecting moral or traditional images that contradict their actions. Keith Urban's situation fits that mold, a country star revered for traditional values, whose public devotion masked private betrayal. The fact that Nicole didn't immediately file for divorce, but instead gave Keith a chance aligns with Rogan's admiration for strength and authenticity in people who set boundaries and follow through. Reports suggest Rogan's source was connected to the music industry, perhaps a mutual friend, a comedian, or even someone in Keith's touring crew. The touring life makes Rogan's alleged revelations all the more believable. Touring more than 200 days per year, with the same crew, same venues, and repeated cities, would make it easy for an affair to continue unnoticed. While Nicole was in Nashville raising their daughters, Sunday Rose and Faith Margaret, Keith was on the road, possibly maintaining another relationship. The reports suggest that Rogan analyzed how this lifestyle made such an affair not only possible, but sustainable. He allegedly raised a critical question on his podcast. If Keith loved Nicole so much, why didn't he end the affair when she warned him? The timeline of events is key. According to reports, Rogan's alleged discussion places Nicole's warning between June and September 2025. Documented facts show that on June 26, 2025, Nicole posted a romantic anniversary message, "Happy anniversary, baby," along with a photo. Keith did not make his own post. He merely left a heart emoji in the comments. Then, by September 2025, Nicole filed for divorce in Davidson County, Tennessee. The shift from public affection to complete separation within 3 months supports the idea of a major event, a warning, and an ignored ultimatum. Court documents further reveal that Keith signed a parenting plan granting Nicole custody for 306 days a year and himself just 59 days, an 83% to 17% split. Most strikingly, Keith did not contest the arrangement. According to Rogan's alleged analysis, Keith accepted minimal custody because he had no leverage. If Nicole had undeniable proof of an affair, a court battle could expose it publicly. Accepting reduced custody may have been Keith's way of protecting his public image, even if it meant sacrificing time with his daughters. Rogan's alleged commentary also referenced Keith's now famous April 2024 AFI speech honoring Nicole. In that speech, Keith said, "For months into our marriage, I'm in rehab for 3 months. If you want to see what love in action really looks like, give that a whirl." Nick pushed through every negative voice and chose love. The speech went viral, celebrated as an emotional tribute to Nicole's loyalty. But, as Rogan reportedly pointed out, the timeline is damning. 17 months after that speech, they divorced. If Keith was already engaged in an affair during that period, the AFI tribute wasn't genuine love. It was a performance to maintain public image. Rogan allegedly condemned this as sociopathic, consistent with his disdain for celebrity hypocrisy. The custody agreement further supports the theory of an affair. A truly devoted husband and father, as Keith had always claimed to be, would likely fight for shared custody, not settle for 17%. Yet, by all records, Keith didn't challenge the arrangement, suggesting that Nicole held the upper hand. Rogan's alleged analysis connects all these details: Keith's intense touring schedule, the sudden shift from anniversary posts to divorce filings, and the unbalanced custody agreement, into one coherent story of betrayal and consequence. Rogan's career has been built on calling out what he sees as inauthenticity. He's repeatedly said that he respects honesty over perfection, and that people pretending to be something they're not, especially in celebrity culture, deserve to be exposed. Keith's case, in this light, fits Rogan's philosophy perfectly. A man who preached family values and gratitude for his wife's loyalty while allegedly living a double life.